Welcome to another Burning Straw Man episode. What I'm going to be discussing today is virtue signaling. Virtue signaling has become pervasive in society, and I'm going to be discussing how it is used, when it is used, and its effects on our culture. Now, what is virtue signaling? This is a relatively new term that has been tossed around. The Oxford Dictionary defines it as the action or practice of publicly expressing one's views or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or moral correctness on a particular issue. In other words, it's not enough to be humble about one's good character, but it has to be shown off to the world.
Am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are. Yeah, I'm fucking better than you, okay? Much better than you. You are garbage.
Virtue signaling can be used in two main ways, positively or negatively. Positively, one can virtue signal by, for example, dressing up in rainbow colors, holding a sign, and marching in a gay pride parade, signaling their love for diversity. Or negatively, by saying how much one dislikes a particular person or issue. I hate racism, I hate anti-feminism, I hate Donald Trump, simultaneously signaling how much better they are than these deplorable people or issues. Now, it is often used in social media. People will post pictures showing how worldly they are, how cool they are, what romantic lovers they are. They'll also post in their profile picture background a French flag, for instance, after the Paris terrorist attacks to indicate how compassionate they are. They'll also post stupid generic memes. For example, saying, I hate child abuse, as if 99% of the people out there weren't already in agreement about this issue. They'll also go on their Twitter accounts and say how much they think Donald Trump is a racist, even though they don't have any facts or good arguments to back this up. Now, this begets a larger point. Rather than share ideas and debate their positions, they find it easier to just hold up a sign and virtue signal instead of doing the hard work to make a change, thinking for oneself, and actually knowing the facts.
Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. That's what it is. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you.
They post? Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you something. Listen, chill. But let me be honest with you. I just want to say this, right? I want to tell you something right now. African Americans make up 13% of the population, yet commit over 50% of the violent gun and drug crime in the United States.
And you don't think there's a problem with those?
No. That's true. It's 55%.
Okay.
Right? So 95% of that is to other blacks. So me as an African American, I have a 2,000 time more likelihood to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event than I do by a white person, a police officer, and a neo-Nazi.
So you don't think that's a
2,000 times more percent. I mean, we're killing us as African Americans. We're killing each other.
It is used in the political arena in several key ways. Politicians will often signal their support of a particular issue, but have no practical plan of how to carry it out and will be unwilling to make any self-sacrifices. For instance, many liberals with a socialist agenda will call for free college for all Americans, but when you question them on who's going to pay for it, they can't give you a straight answer. Or they'll say, we should allow Muslim refugees into this country. It's the American thing to do. But they will be unwilling to house any refugees in their own house. They'll also virtue signal by using certain phrases. They'll say toxic masculinity to support their position on feminism. They'll signal by saying sanctuary cities in order to support their position on illegal immigration. They'll say free healthcare to support their position on socialism. Finally, they'll use virtue signaling in order to take a moral high ground position and pass legislation in other areas. For example, when a school shooting happens, they'll often take this moral high ground position by using the straw man argument that if you don't support tighter gun control, then you are essentially supporting school shootings.
Honestly, Pierce,
you've kind of been a bully on this issue, because what you do, and I've seen it repeatedly on your show, I watch your show, and I've seen it repeatedly, what you tend to do is you tend to demonize people who differ from you politically by standing on the graves of the children of Sandy Hook, saying they don't seem to care enough about the dead kids. If they cared more about the dead kids, they would agree with you on policy.
Not only is it used in the political arena, but it also shows lazy character. It's much easier to virtue signal and get reputation, popularity, rather than go through the hardships in order to develop a strong character, like Henry David Thoreau going out into the wilderness for 2 years in order to develop self-reliance and stronger convictions. It's also used for economic gains. We live in a world today where fake news and virtue signaling come together to create a fake culture in which premeditated strategies of virtue signaling might be used in order to garner free press. We have to wonder whether the clickbait that we find online is part of a credible news source or is used as a form of outrage advertising by the people on Madison Avenue. In conclusion, we live in a society where things are taken very cheaply. Talk is cheap. And yet, despite the flimsiness of people's words, actions, and character, they are taken seriously to the detriment of our society and to the detriment of successive generations of our society. It's a bread and circus world that we live in today, where entertainment value is considered the most important, not necessarily truth or character or virtue. It is the last tier of capitalism, where virtue itself is commercialized.